The Aquila Cloud's FinOps platform can be used to monitor and optimize your Google Cloud Platform or GCP cloud resource usage by managing budgets, right-sizing or optimizing resources and more. For this, cloud environment must be onboarded to the platform. Having all the controls and the usage data in an easy-to-understand graphical interface facilitates ease of use and accessibility for anyone who has to manage the cloud infrastructure for their organization. This process can be broken down into 4 steps. Creating a service account that can be linked to resources that have to be monitored. Creating or assigning the appropriate dataset and table to record the billing and usage data. Generating API keys for the service account to allow FinOps access based on the permissions provided for the specific use case. Labeling and assigning the service account to the resources that need to be monitored. We'll start with step 1. Starting with the GCP login page, we select the project we will be onboarding into FinOps. Once selected, we use the left side navigation menu to go to APIs and Services, and then to Credentials. The search bar can also be used to directly navigate to pages, but we'll be using the left side menu in the video to show the pathways for clarity purposes. Once here, we use the Create Credentials button to create a new service account to allow FinOps to communicate with GCP. We'll be using the naming prefix as Aquila Clouds throughout this video for clarity purposes. So, we name this account as Aquila Clouds account and give it a short description to make it easy to identify at a later point. Click Create and Continue and grant access permissions to this account as required. The permission options are Compute Admin. This allows access to read, write, and right-size compute engine resources. BigQuery Data Viewer allows BigQuery access to view datasets and access their content. BigQuery Job User allows FinOps to run BigQuery jobs and find user or resource-specific data. Once the necessary access permissions have been allowed, click Done. Next, in step 2, we have to make sure that the billing and usage data are being captured. For this, we use the left side navigation menu to go to Billing and then to Billing Export under the Cost Management section. Here, we use the Edit Settings option under Standard Usage Cost to assign a dataset to capture all the costing details for the project. Ascertain that the correct project is selected, then create or use an existing dataset to capture the data. We will be creating a new dataset using the same Aquila Clouds prefix. Once the dataset is assigned, we click Done and move on. To create a dataset table, we navigate to the BigQuery Resource Viewer and use the Expand Node option for the project in question. Then going to the dataset we just created, we use the 3 dots to create a table. We will use the same Aquila Clouds prefix here to name this. The rest of the options can be left to default unless something specific has been mentioned in this regard, and click Create Table. The Expand Node option for the dataset can be used to verify that the table has been created. Now all that remains is generating the keys. For step 3, we go back to Credentials and then the service account that we will be using. Navigate to Keys and use the Add Key button to create a new one. Once generated, please download and save this, because a key cannot be downloaded twice. This will contain all of the remaining parameters we require for onboarding the environment into FinOps. All that remains is plugging in the required parameters into the FinOps onboarding console. For this, we navigate to the Environments page under the Administration menu. From the top right, we use the Add button and set the environment type to Google. Starting with a naming parameter we use here for reference to locate the environment later, we will fill these out. The eye icon can be used to make the fields visible. From the downloaded document we can copy and paste the values into the console, starting with Type. This specifies the type of the account being onboarded, which is most likely to be a service account. Project ID. This refers to the project domain we were working under. Private Key ID. The identification for private passkey associated with the service account. Private key, the passkey we input the identification for. Please make sure to copy and paste the complete value inside the inverted commas, including the hyphens and the begin and end sections. Client email, the associated email address for the service account API. Client ID, the API ID for the Google Cloud account. Dataset name, the name for the BigQuery dataset we created, which is Aquila Clouds table. GCP table name, similarly, the name for the table we created inside the dataset, which is Aquila Clouds table. The other fields can be left blank unless something is specified in their regard. Click Confirm and that completes the account onboarding process. We can further view the data download and processing status by clicking the View Environment Logs option under the specific environment. Lastly, step 4 is to label the resources that have to be monitored. For this, we navigate to Compute Engine and from there, to VM instances. Select the resource that needs to be monitored, and edit it. Now, we copy the instance ID of the resource because we will need it here. Go to the Labels section, and add a label with the key being simply instance_ID, and value being the ID of the instance we have copied. Repeat the same process for the disks by navigating to it, by copying the disk ID value, and adding a label with the key disk_ID, and its value will be pasted here. What this does is allow the service account to view usage details for the labeled resource and disk, thereby allowing FinOps to perform its functions. The account onboarding process is the same for every account, but if multiple resources need to be labeled, the process quickly becomes tedious. So do reach out to us and we will help you if that is the case. And with this, we're done onboarding.